Manners, how do you do? This is my podcast and it's just for you. It's called Ted Talks and it's a load of shite, but I hope you enjoy it because I've kept it light. It's 30 minutes long and all about Teesside, the people, the places and the borough pride.
Alright, Manners, Ted here. You might have noticed a change in the tone of the music there in the background. I felt I needed something a bit more appropriate for this message because I'm really upset. I'm really upset in how my beloved Middlesbrough can let 4 goals in against that shower of shit Sheff Wed. You know what I mean? Absolute cack. What? Gary Monk must be absolutely creaming his pants with that. You know what I mean? He's probably thinking, the fuckers, got rid of me, didn't give me a chance, tried to stitch me up for, illegal dealings and stuff like that, you know what I mean? And I'm just going to go back to the Riverside and I'm going to absolutely spank him and prove him wrong. I feel humiliated. I feel proper humiliated. How can a club managed by probably one of the most gifted central defenders this country's ever produced not be able to defend? It's freaking barely basics. And then we've got one of the greatest goal scorers in Irish football in history and it's coaching our strikers and fucking crap. Oh, I'm so annoyed. I am. I'm really annoyed. I'm following last week's show with the Thomas Cook collapse and the Cardiff result, and I just want to wrap it all in. I do. But all you lovely listeners, you keep tuning in and you're keeping me going, with my plodcast. So, and it gives me some light at the end of the tunnel. And, I'm thinking, maybe we will win a game. Maybe we will win a game and it'll be a catalyst for the spur of results, and we'll go on beat them for the rest of the season. And, then pigs might fucking fly. But you got to have hope. And we've got to believe. We've got to believe, haven't we, Borough fans? So, that's me rant out the way. Thanks for tuning in to me Ted Hanky Podcast again for this week. I've got another good show for you, like you always do, you know what I mean? Big thank you to Borough Fan TV and Showcase Comedy for sponsoring this podcast. I couldn't do it without them, so thanks, man. And thank you for all of you lovely people who sending you suggestions and, just communicate with me on the social medias and leave nice comments on all of the websites where you can get the podcast from and stuff like that, because it helps me get up the rankings. So keep doing that. So keep sharing the podcast, keep leaving nice 5-star reviews, keep sending me loads of money, keep sending me all your lasses knickers in the post and that. I love it all. So strap yourself in. It's going to be a belter this week, you know what I mean? Right, so me guest in the this week on my podcast is I'm afraid to say it's Jolie, Big Fat Jolie's brother-in-law, Mala. All right, Mala.
Yeah, all right, everybody. Back by popular demand. You know what I'm saying?
Mate.
Well, yeah. I've missed you, Ted. I haven't seen you knocking around for a while.
I've been a bit skint, so I've been doing like a couple of gubby jobs, down Smokey's Club and the Legion and the Queens and that, and needed a bit of decorating and a bit of carpet and doing, so I just cracked on with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I heard it was for other reasons. Do you know what I mean? Like how Julie said, she's a bit on the warpath with you. So you're being avoidant.
She's always on the fucking warpath with me, Mala, you know what I mean? Like, she went mad with me the other day because there was 4 Kinder Eggs and she put them in the fridge to chill down, and I just couldn't resist it, so I ate 2 of them, and she probably bolted off, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I hate it when people put Kinder Eggs in the fridge, because when you try and make the toy, it's dead cold on my hands.
It's a good point,
You know
that,
what I
mate.
mean?
The last thing you want is to be handling a cold, crazy croco.
No, exactly, yeah. You know the score, kid.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? You know I've got millions in my house.
Mate,
I collect them and that still, you know what I
I've
mean?
seen them all, mate, on your bedroom window. Loads of crazy crocos. Some of them gnomes where, like, they're pulling moonies and that.
Yeah, that's what our mum told us off, like, because, you know, like the neighbour, she's been like saying, well, your Mala's got like a little gnome doing a thing. And I says, I know, mum. So she's been telling us off.
She's
You know, I've had to move home, don't you?
Why is that? Why have you?
Well, I've had a bit of hard time with businesses and that, you know what I mean? Our last kicked us out, and, you know, I've just been having a bad time of it. It's Brexit, I'm telling you.
What, she's blaming you for Brexit?
No, it'd be businesses, man, you know what I mean? I reckon it's all Brexit related. I used to be able to nick all sorts, and now everyone's like, well, keeping hold of the stuff, so... You know what I mean? No one's leaving out like to get robbed.
Putting less out on the shelves, aren't they? Because they're getting less deliveries, so it's less to nick.
Exactly. Well, that's exactly what I'm putting it down to. Do you know what I mean? But it's all right. I've been the job centre this week, so hopefully, fingers crossed. You know what I mean? I might have a couple of interviews and that.
Well, if you need any like interview advice and that, you know what I mean, we could do like a mock interview. We could do one today. Do you know what I mean? If you wanted to do like a mock interview, I could take you through it step by step.
Well, yeah, like this is the thing, right? I mean, I've got loads of skills. Do you know what I mean? I mean, I was the second fastest runner in St. Pat's for a start. Like, no one could beat me at the time. I mean, it was a couple of years back, man, but I reckon I'm still quick. And, like, I once had that go on the milk rounds, and I was class at that as well. So, you know what I mean? I'm your man. I can do anything.
I know, but you kept like slurping the cream top, didn't you? And getting the cream off it and then putting the top back on and leaving it for people. So you got found out for that, mate. That's theft, that.
That wasn't the only thing I was slurping.
I've heard about you. Mala, just for the listeners at home, Mala used to have a milk round, right, years ago. I used to work on a milk round with this bloke called, well, he was called Dirty Derek, but now we call him Dead Derek, don't we? Because
Oh, yeah, Dead Derek. There's another Dirty Derek now, isn't there?
Yeah, well, Mally used to work with Dead Derek doing the milk rounds, and it was a bit like one of them confessions of like a window cleaner movies, wasn't it? It used to be like proper slipping it in all like the Teesside mums, and there was loads of like Thornaby and Stockton like mums getting banged off you then, wasn't there, Mally?
Yeah, well, I don't want to like give myself up on the radio and that, but yeah.
I reckon you've got kids. I reckon you've got kids all over.
Yeah, don't be saying that, man. You know what I mean? I've got money problems as it is. I can't be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but one of them might have a job. They might have a job and bung you to cheddar.
No, do you know what I mean? It's not my fault they were all loving a bit of Mallow in his day. You know, when I was buffing that, it was class.
Well, mate, I tell you what, nobody filled a sweatshop jumper out like you back then. You know what I mean? Like,
I was number one.
You were, mate, and like you had like a proper cool haircut as well. You know, like one of them sort of side centre partners. He wasn't quite the centre partner. He was a side centre partner. So for him, like you look different from different angles.
I went for the spike pattern, you know what I mean? So it was a bit like Tom Cruisey, but if I wanted to and I turned a different way, I'd look a bit like Dolph Lundgren and that.
That's
you know what I mean?
Just because you dyed half of it blonde.
Well, it was the way to do it in the 90s, wasn't it? Oh, yeah,
well, listen. Before we do a little mock interview, then I've heard a bit of rumour when I was down at the Pig Iron the other week that you've been bad from the Riverside. What have you done? What have you done?
Yeah. Right. Let me tell you, Matters, right. This is proper upsetting. Like, you know me, I've always got my fingers in loads of pies and that, haven't I?
You did when you were a wilt man.
Well, I had a little angle going on, didn't I? I was only using like an inside player to sneak in UPAC's pies. Do you know what I mean? And I was flogging him. It was class. I'll tell you who it was straight off the bat. Rudy Gusted, man. Right? I got a load of knockoff UPEX pies and he was putting them in his kit bag. And he was taking them to the Borough training ground and all the lads were grabbing them like, do you know what I mean? I'd easy make like 40, 50 quid a week doing it. It was mint. You know, a Sunbalong had 3 or 4 at a time. It was mint, mate. It was mint. But you know what happened?
What happened?
He injured himself, didn't he?
What did he do? Fall
like,
over a pie?
No, right, you know when he's been off, right, and he's like, they said it was his leg. It wasn't. It was a roof of the mouth injury. Like the madman, I've told him before, but he only put one in the microwave for 3 minutes, didn't he?
And then fucking bit into it.
Oh, mate, the roof of his mouth all inflamed and that, you know. And Woodgate went, what are you doing? And he saw all the pies and he went, Mala, because he knew I'm the only one who can get my hands on that quantity of UPEX. You know what I mean? And then he was like, he rang us up and he was like, oh, Mala, right, you're barred from the Riverside for life, or like until Rudy Gusted scores, so probably for life, innit?
Yeah, mate, you're probably, mate, I hope he doesn't ban you like for the rest of Gusted's career, because like I don't think he's ever going to get another goal. You know what I mean? We could like give him away to Bishop Auckland or something like that, and he still wouldn't get a fucking goal.
Yeah. I don't want him to go, mate. Like, I've set up another side business with him, though. Hey, right, listen to this. Like, it's class. Going to make me a millionaire, this. Right, he's only been nicking bits of George Friend's hair. Do you know, like, when they've been injured as well and they've been getting massage, he's been taking a little trim of the back of George Friend's hair, and I've been bonus balling it on Facebook. It's class. Like, I'm making a mint. Just whack it on Facebook and bonus ball it, pound a ball, 15 numbers, you know what I mean? And they get a little bit of George's hair.
Right, I wonder what you're on. Bonus balling, that's that thing that all the scruffy mums do, don't they, when they're running out of money?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Decent businessman, you know what I mean? I've already made 200 quid. I'm thinking about having a little tip of Jonathan Woodgate next, see what I get for that. Well, if Rudy's still there, that is.
It's a good, mate. You could like move on to like body hair as well. You know what I mean? You could be like raffling off, I don't know, like a Samba Donga's gooch hair or something like that. That's.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I might do a mystery bag though. You know, like just get myself in and like as a cleaner and sweep up after they've had a bit of a shave.
Yeah, you could do a mystery bag. You could do it like a TV game show and with all like jingles and stuff like that, and just call it "Who Wants to Win a Bag of Hair?" You know, instead of "Who Wants to Be a Millionaire." I'll do all the jingles for you. Ooh, welcome. Who wants to win a bag of hair? Like, you know, something like that. It'd be quite good, wouldn't it? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it could be like you could have like all the tense music like that, and you could be hosting it, and you could be looking at whoever's in the seat and going, so this question's for a bag of Adam Clayton's pubes. You know, that type of thing like that, and you know, we'll rank it all the way up to like the main prize, the bag of Woodgate's hair.
Oh, yeah, no, man, I tell you, like the birds go wild over George Friend, man. It's got to be George Friend's pubic fatch. Imagine that. That's worth at least worth 11 quid on bonus ball numbers. You know what I mean?
I think we've got a great idea here between us, Mala.
Yeah, like, hang on, I've got to bring Gusted in, so I'll have to give him a call on that, and then I'll let you know, mate. You know what I mean? If Rudy's up for it, then, you know, we're good to go.
Just tell him he can be a phone a friend.
Well, if he's still...
We could have George Friend for that. See what I did there? Phone George Friend, who wants to win a bag of hair.
I'd phone Adam Clayton, but he's thick as fuck because he's from Leeds, isn't he? Do you know what I mean?
You'd phone him, mate, and he'd probably somehow end up reversing the charges. You know what I mean?
Would it go backwards, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
crab legs.
Anyway, that's why I've been, like, you know, for life or till Rudy scores, so yeah, for life. But I'll get back in there, you know, eventually. I'll get myself in there, but I'm not doing no more businesses apart from obviously bonus ball and air. That's my last one with the Borough, because you know what I mean? I love them. They are the best team in the world.
Is that because most of them are one of our own?
One of our own, yeah.
Yeah. I thought so. Right then, well, what we'll do is we'll have a mock interview, right? We'll get you ready. Just give us an example of some of the jobs, what you've been looking at on the job board in the job centre.
Well, straight away, right, I was thinking they need 20,000 extra policemen, right, aren't they?
Yeah, true.
Did you read that?
Yeah.
Your man, like that class bloke, Boris Johnson, because I tell you what mint hair he's got.
He's got a good Thatcher there, hasn't he?
He has, and he's a bit Thatcherite as well. Do you know what I mean? Maybe that's the air, I don't know. But yeah, so if he's having 20,000 new policemen, I reckon they've got to do something, so they're going to need at least 10,000 criminals, aren't they?
That's a good, otherwise, like cops and robbers, isn't it? They're going to need something to do.
Yeah. It's like we don't want to employ 20,000 coppers and they just sat around on their ass doing note.
Yeah.
So maybe I should be some sort of criminal.
So is this like you're going to be doing like proper crimes, or you're going to be doing ones just to keep the coppers on the toes and busy? You know what I mean? Oh, I've nicked a cat.
Yeah. I'm not like a nasty crime. You know what I mean? Just like maybe I'm thinking bit of knocky door run to start with. Do you know what I mean? Because you'll be new the coppers as well. Like they're not going to know the game, are they? So like test them. Yeah, bit of knocky door run, bit of pegging.
Yeah, bit of edge jumping. See what they like. Bit of edge jumping if they can get catch up with you.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. Like get him in like thing, and then like you know what I mean. I'll have a couple of marijuana plants and they're kicking around the house, but they'll just be them plastic ones. So like they'll kick the door in, and I go, I've got your melon. I'll be like, here man, the plastic. Do you know what I mean? And I'll have a bit of a laugh. And then maybe I don't know. I might like escalate up to Nick and Mars bars and the like from small confectionery shops, and then probably just a bit of drunk and disorderly. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you don't really want to go past that, do you? You know what I mean? I was a bit worried earlier on when you said pegging, because isn't that something what blokes do with the bums at the moment? But now I understand you were on about nick and washing, weren't you?
Well, hi man, nick and washing, you know what I mean? Getting in there and just having a little snipper of it.
Not accepting a strap on off your lass, no.
Is that what that means?
Yeah, that's pegging, yeah. Just because your Julie mentioned it to me, she said, Ted, I'm going to go actually doing some pegging. And I thought she meant doing that with a strap on, but she actually meant I had to put the washing out. So
yeah, I was about to say she couldn't run very far, could she? The last poor girl, eh?
Yeah, well, I don't know, mate. You put a couple of them Upex pies on the end. I reckon it should be like a fucking gazelle.
Even with a gout, eh?
Yeah, even with a gout in both thighs, both bum cheeks, and both face cheeks.
Like, so I've been thinking though, right? Like, I think I'd be like a class Gazette man.
Go on, give us your best. You ready? Yeah, go on.
You ready?
Yeah.
Gazette.
It's good.
Gazette. Yeah, get your gazettes. Yeah, 2 for a No, they can't sell them 2.
Yeah, but
like,
you could move on to veg. You could move on to veg. You know, like that bloke who works on Stockton Market who looks like Mowbray, but he looks like a bit more poly than Mowbray.
Carrots!
Yeah. Carrots! That one.
I don't think he works in the market. I just think he's got Tourette's, you know. I think he just stands outside like the old NatWest Bank and just like shouts random things at people.
Yeah, you might be right, because I gave him £1 and he just looked at me.
Yeah, I've done it similar as well. Like,
I was like, hey, mate, where's me? I wanted that big bag of plums. Where's me plums? And he just went, no. So
yeah,
I don't even know what that means. You know what I mean?
I was thinking about opening a micro bar, mines. Do you know there's a lot of that gets all trendy in that now?
What would you call it? Just like Mallas, or would you like have a fancier name?
Mallas Mecca.
Mallas Mecca.
Mallas Mecca, and
like
it'd be class. I'd have like every like micro thing, but I'd probably just do my own. You know what I mean? Bit of scrumpy and that, and like a bit of the old homebrew would be class. And like instead of using a brewery, I'd probably just like use, I don't know, like a bargain booze, because everything's dead cheap in there anyway. And listen to this business plan, man, it's class, right? You get 4 cans of Kronenberg for £4. Well, I'll just sell them for £2 a can. Do you know what I mean? Double my profit.
It's good business ethic. I like it.
Of course, and even that's cheap, still £2, like when you're in a pub, isn't it?
Well, yeah.
So like I'll double my profit, you know what I mean? I'll be quids in, be class.
You know some of these like club bars we're in, and when we're having a disco dance in them, I'm not going to mention any names of these club bars, but like, we're going to have a can of Red Stripe, you know what I mean? They like fucking £4 a can of Red Stripe. Do you know what I mean? I can get like a 6-pack of Kestrel for that.
Yeah, and the rest, man, and the rest. It's absolute con in it. This is why it's going to work, man. I could do that. I could be setting that up.
And you could sell your pies in there as well, mate.
Well, this is the thing. See, UPEX are onto me, aren't they? So I'm a bit worried at the minute. I'm a bit worried in case like it gets out that I've been Nick. What it is, mate, is the sticking behind the shop. to like cool down and that, and I just get myself round on my bike. But I have that tandem, don't I? So I've like strapped a bit to the back of it, and I just pile about 6 crates of pies on, and they go, oh, when they come out, and I go, yeah, see you later, and I just bomb it down the road. It's class.
Oh, mate, you're a master criminal. I'm really impressed with your business plans and that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. Like, it's like, see, the thing is, right? Think about this. I can set up big businesses and I could sell them. Like, I could advertise on your show. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I could be giving you stuff, and you.
These daft bastards will buy it. Honestly, they'll listen to anything and they'll buy anything. These daft bastards.
Will they?
Yeah.
Oh, then.
Yeah.
Well, obviously we've got loads of pies. We've got £2 cans of Kronenberg that we bought for £1, and we've also got George Friend's pubic thatch.
Brilliant.
So, like, we're probably making a lot of money here, I think.
And what we could do as well, mate, we could get ourselves down to Macros, right? Just pick up like a box of Freddos or Chomps, and we'll knock them out for 50 pence each. You know what I mean? We all know they're 10 pence each.
That's gonna work. But yeah, that's mint.
You know what I mean?
I know there's a reason I love talking to you. That is mint.
Yeah, it could be in Mal's Mecca, right? You're having a nice pint of Magnet, which is from cans, and then you're thinking, do you know what? I could really eat a Freddo, and there's no better than having a nice Freddo when you're having a nice pint of bitter.
Well, I'm thinking about starting it on the Bonley Industrial Estate as well.
It's a good idea.
You know what I mean?
You could even just convert like a container, like a container, and turn it into a pub, because there's smaller pubs than a container.
Yeah, but where are you going to go to the toilet?
Well, then you just go down the back of the container, don't you? Just put some Airwick around there and some sort of wet wipes. Everyone will be all right. Bucket.
I could stick it behind that garage on Thornaby Triangle, and they have a toilet. So, like, I could just say to the customers, use a garage.
Yeah.
And like, don't be buying their products and bringing them in my pub.
That's right, yeah. And if the garage confronts you, you just threaten to bat them.
Well, yeah. Or I'll just nick all his coal that he puts outside. Because I don't know why, but he still does,
I know, yeah.
Coal.
Putting barbecues in the winter. Nightclub experience to hit Middlesbrough at award-winning nightclub Juicy's Discotheque. Special Saturday night extravaganza launch party with the world-renowned super DJ Derek. Yeah, that's right. It's me, world-renowned Ibiza DJ Derek. Yeah, that's right. Chilled Ibiza vibes for any of you pretentious guys and girls out there. Vests encouraged. Bikinis and high heels encouraged. Silly eyebrows and platypus lips highly encouraged. That's right, guys. Get your best Vivian Westwood skin-tight fake shirts on. Tan your face so brown, your teeth glow. And show us those streaky legs and orange cracked heels, girls. Yeah. When I'm playing all my tunes, you'll have all night to stand at the side of the dance floor. Tensing your abs whilst lasses do loads of slut drops, man. Yeah. We will even have one of those dials in a trilby playing a saxophone, just in case you cannot hear the sax on the record, yeah. And remember to totally ignore our drugs policy. Juicy's Discotheque for proper pretentious pricks. Crazy, man. This is good, man. This is a good interview so far, this, Mala, you know what I mean?
Interviewed. I just thought I was talking to you on the phone.
No, mate, I'm subconsciously interviewing you for the job in my Ted Hanky Enterprise company. But what we're going to be doing, mate, is if you're back to your milkman days, is we're going to be going round and doing door-to-door flange servicing. Yeah. So like lasses whose lads are sort of working offshore or they're in the nick. Yeah, well, they need servicing. You know what I mean? There's a market out there, and they want servicing without commitment, and I'm willing to do servicing without commitment as well. You know what I mean? It'd be like a quick super scuttle, because I'm proper fast booker, and I'll teach you the ways, mate. Because I've heard you were like a long, lengthy shag.
Well, it just takes me forever to get my trousers off because I wear 3 belts.
Yeah, you do. Why do you wear 3 belts? What's all that about?
I wanted to nick. Like, everyone has been known as Mala forever, and I wanted a bit of a nickname. And like all the best nicknames were gone, like Ted and that. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I was like, I'll just be known as Mala 3 belts because you know what I mean. People think it because I hit people like give them 3 belts, but I don't. Just I want 3 belts.
I thought it was you battered someone 3 times and we're not clean out.
Right, that's exactly it. But I'm not a violent man. But that's exactly it, right? But Pete, I wear them in an unusual place because I like wear one round my waist and I went one round each ankle. You know, keeping my jeans typed in because that way when I'm on my tandem, man, I don't get like my jeans caught in and that's classy, mate.
That just sounds like you've escaped from a sex cellar.
Yeah, I tell you what, if you want to start like a shuttle scuttle service, you could be on the tandem, man, because there's 2 seats in there.
Yeah, we go, mate.
If you want to be really quick, I'll just wait outside and like you just quickly in and out and jump on the back again and wow away. We could probably cover like most of Ingleby Barwick in the morning.
That's what it could be, mate. The shuttle scuttle, you know what I mean? Or dial-a scuttle or something like that. And Dial-a-book, yeah. Dial-a-book. Yeah, book a book. I don't know where I'm going with that bit. But you get the idea.
Yeah, it's good, man. I like it.
That's that, man. You know what I mean? We'll have small outgoings as well, literally. No, I mean, because like we'll probably only have to pay for like tyre air, maybe the odd replaceable inner tube. We don't need any condoms. No one uses them these days, only sailors.
It's all right, don't worry. I've got loads of bags of Monster Munch like that I've eaten, and I keep because I like the monsters on the front of the packet, man, they look class. So we can just use them. You know, whack one of them round. I'll give them a rinse out because you don't want salt and vinegar on out. Give them a rinse out and whack one of them round with a laggy band. I've done it before, man. It works a treat.
I'll use one of Julie's bobbles with one of them then, mate. Yeah, as long as it's not... I'm only wearing the pickled onion ones.
Yeah, well,
nobody wants nice and spicy down there, do they, or whatever it is?
No, you do right. You do right. Yeah, so I think that's cracked it, mate. A businessman, going to be an entrepreneur in that, aren't I? So, like, after a couple of weeks, I can do all them Facebook ads, like all the rest of them knobheads. You know what I mean? Like, you too could run your own business and do all that. Do you know what I mean? And give it the big one all the time. Like, positivity. Here's my 4-step plan to making like 80 quid and that. I could do all of that, man. It'd be class.
Yeah, like, this is my pyramid scheme to get you all the way from zero to hero and whenever you want it. You know what I mean? Just follow me and you'll also get these muscles and everyone will love you. And see that car out there? That's fucking mine. That type of thing.
Yeah. So we've definitely we've got the pub, we've got the pies on sale when I get them, start nicking them again. But obviously I'm getting a bit low. We've got the pubic thatching, we've got the scuttle service, the scuttle shuttle. That's like 4 businesses. We should go on Dragon's Den, maybe. You know what I mean? Maybe get these businesses out there.
See, like, just imagine this now. We walk into the Den Dome where you've got that little cross-eyed man going, and here we have Ted and Mala going to present their business idea. And, you know, and he's dead serious, but he's cross-eyed, that little peanut man head. And we come out the lift and we walk up, and then there's just like there's already loads of pre-prepared products there, what we're planning to sell. Deborah Meenan's got a bit of a wide on because she likes to look at Ted already, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you bang on for the scuttle shuttle, I'm telling you.
You can have that sort of like dead rough Geordie lass, you know what I mean? Who's like a self-proclaimed millionaire by the time she was 35, you know that one? She's a.
I think she was
I'd
a
rather fight
prostitute.
her than you are.
I think she was a prostitute, I'm sure.
Yeah,
I read a book. Well,
We've
I
got
say
no
a book.
proof on that. We've got no proof on that. That's a
It
disclaimer.
was written
for
on
the
the toilet
podcast.
wall. It was down the Legion.
And then Peter Jones, the big lanky one at the end. He's like he's proper excited about the shuttle scuttle because he's got nothing like that at the moment. But what he does he has a load of regular customers he can offer that service to, so he can get us in there straight away. You know what I mean?
He probably only wants, because he's quite minted anyway, probably only wants like 50p a book and that. And we're probably going to charge £2. So we've definitely made 150 a scuttle there.
Yeah. So we're giving him a 25% stake in our business there, which is good. It's good for him.
He'd be loving that.
Wouldn't he?
And then we're selling the cans as well, aren't we?
Yeah, well, I reckon that Theo Papalapalapakudukadukus, whatever he's called, he'll be up for some of that, you know what I mean? He'll be like, guys, I'll get you into all the big shops, we can get that out there. No problem, we'll get a bar open. This is a great idea, mate. We're going to go on the Dens Dragon, and I think they'll be fucking right up for it.
I can't wait, mate, because I tell you what, I'd be back, Maiden would be all over me, you know what I mean? She'd be spying me, she'd be happy with Melanie.
I think in the after show party, because you'll have them, on Dragon's Den, there's an after show party, they all get wrecked and they get loads of drugs out and stuff, but we won't do that because we're not into that shit, but they're rich, I think they're cool, don't they? And meaning, sometimes I've heard what she does is she comes out just wearing nothing but bread. She's got like a dress made out of bread, and then all the other dragons and then the contestants, they all just nibble away at the bread until you reveal the goods, and then whoever gets it's a bit like Jenga. Whoever gets to it first then gets to topple her.
I'll make sure I'll bring some Upex pies then.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It'll be like a buffet class.
Oh,
that's class. I'm happy with that, man.
I'll
Thanks.
get the application sorted then, I'll start working on it now and that. It'll be good.
Oh, well, have you got out else for us then, man?
We think, what we might as well have a chat about the football anyway. What's your thoughts on Sheff Wed coming into our back garden and giving us a kick in the bollocks?
Yeah, well, do you know what I mean? It was always going to happen, wasn't it? I mean, Sombalonga had like 6 of me pies, so he was never going to do that on that afternoon.
You'll have people complaining about that, mate, blaming you.
Yeah, well, it's a business, in it. You know what I mean? You've got to sell your wares. No, but to be honest, I was really upset. I mean, there's no passion from the lads at the minute, and that's what we need. Do you know what I mean? And I'm sick of Woodgate saying, well, I'm from round here and that. Do you know what I mean? So I know. So look after me because I'm one of our own. But no, mate, I'm from round here as well. You know what I mean? Where can I ever go managing the borough? I mean, away. That's not going to wash for long, that, I'm telling you now.
I'll just be happy doing the team talks, me, or, just doing the warm-up set and the flange zone or something like that.
Yeah, they've got like the bird who does the warm-ups. Have you seen her? She's class, man. Yeah, there's the top physio sports scientist lady at the Riverside. She's like a bird, and she's class. She gets on and shouts at the lads and that when they're warming up. Go now, spring quicker, and they do. She's dead good though. Should have a look.
Maybe she should have a go managing then.
She might do, mate, if we get rid of Woodgate. But I don't want to get rid of Woodgate yet. I must be honest. I don't. I still believe. Believe, Ted. You've got to give him time, man.
I like his hair, and when someone's got nice hair, you've got to give him a bit more time, haven't you? Publius had no hair; he looked like a meth.
Exactly.
So I'm glad we got rid of him. But Woodgate, you know what I mean? I like him. He'll go out down the town, he'll do a bit of scuttling, and then he's back on the job, back at work. You know what I mean? I like that about him.
Well, I tell you what, we've got Preston tonight, right?
Yeah, they're playing right now while we're recording this, aren't they? Yeah, but it goes out tomorrow on Wednesday. So
this is why I'm at home now, because I've been banned, haven't I?
Well, I know. I was amazed I could get you on it. You know what I mean? I've been struggling for quality guests because of it falling on the match tonight, and I just thought, I'm sure when I was down the Pig Iron and I was putting my tote on. And I bought a few toffee apples off Crazy Paul, and he said, "Alan's been banned out at the Riverside, And
yeah, he needs to behave like flapping his gums about. You know what I mean? I'm trying to keep this on the down low.
This is what he said, mate. I didn't know it was for your pies. He said that you were banned out because you had a shit in the you had a shit in the flange zone.
Well, it wasn't really a shit. Like, it wasn't like that. It was part of it, though. Do you know what I mean? Once Woodgate rang us up and he went mental at us and that and said, "Row, you banned and that." I went, "Fuck off, Woodgate." So, I went to have a shit on his car, but I didn't make it because I took loads of laxative because I wanted it proper runny, and I was stood in the flange zone having a drink, and it just happened. Right, do you know what I mean? His medical condition, Woodgate was lucky though because it had been all over. He has this blue Nissan Maestra. I know I've seen him in it before, and I know where he parks it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I wouldn't worry because people blamed it on the horses, the police horses, because he was that bad. So you got away with it. You got away with it.
Yeah, that's what you get for eating 20 UKIP's pies, trying to hide them from the club all at once, and then taking loads of laxatives and drinking 10 pints. It all happened at once. Perfect storm.
Storm in a teacup.
Well, more like in a bucket, but yeah I know.
Well, listen, Mala, it's been cracking catching up with you, mate. I'm going to get myself down Stockton Market and have a word with the ill-looking Mowbray, and I'm going to say, look, mate, move away from the stall. I've got someone who's going to take over your picture, and he's going to do a better job than you, because when I'm giving him money, he's not taking it, so he's clearly just going, yeah, you get carrots, whereas you would be like, yeah, you go, get carrots, man, fucking here, £2. But I think you'll do a great job. And then we'll build on the other stuff from there, mate. It'll get you a few shekels in your pocket while we're working on the shuttle scuttle and the pub, the micro pub, the pies and everything else, mate. We're going to do because we're just going to take over.
Yeah, don't forget the shavings and
the pubic catchings, friend.
By the way, get on Facebook, Matters, and join Ted Hanky, and you'll see I'm going to bonus ball him on your page, Ted.
Going to bonus
ball. So I'm just going to get some clippings, and they're going to bonus ball. So it's a quitter ball, and it's for George Threns Fatch.
Right, okay. Right, you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Get ready for your bids.
I want at least 56p off that, by the way, Ted.
That's all right, mate. I'll do a fair split, you know what I mean? But I don't know if you know this, but you've got to pay 90% of anything you take on Facebook to Facebook, so I'll sort that out.
Oh, yeah, I heard that, yeah. Yeah, I have heard that, yeah. That's why you're a businessman.
I know, yeah, that's why I've got really nice hair and probably the best Adidas Gazelles in town. So,
yeah, well,
you know what I mean? Right, well, I'm going to let you go, mate, because I know time's pressing and you've got pies in the oven. So, great talking to you, mate. I'll catch you next time, mate.
All right, catch you later, Ted. See you later. Ta-da.
My brother-in-law there, Mala, brother-in-law, big fat Julie's brother. What a nice man. What a nice man. Right, so it's come to that part of the show that I love the most, and I'm sure that's the only reason you're all tuning into the podcast for. It's Ask Ted time, that's right, where all you lovely matters out there have messaged me on the social medias a question, and I'm just going to answer it like I don't fucking care, you know what I mean? So, we'll just get started and crack on with them straight away and that, because there's quite a few to get for you. There's some bloody good ones, some interesting ones, some topical ones, and some football ones as well. So, here we go. First question here is a tough one. This Liam Butler, right? All right, Ted, bit of a shit question. Literally, the other week, someone done a massive pile of shit in the showers at our work. Everyone knows who it is because of timing, etc., but he wasn't caught in the act. What do you think we should say to him? His arse is always collapsing in the toilets as well, but shower room is too far, isn't it, Ted? It's a no-go zone without putting sliders on now, so please help, Ted. Right, well, this is one of the most interesting questions I've had so far on Ask Ted. For starters, the fucking dirty bastard should never shit in the shower. You never shit in the shower. I mean, I farted once in the bath and it was an accident. There was a code brown in there, you know what I mean? But thankfully I had an empty margarine tub what I used to wash the soap out of my hair on the side of the bath, so I just scooped it out, and there was no breakage or anything, so I still had probably 98% clean water within the bath. But anyway, I digress. I think what you should do to him is you should find out, like, if he has a locker or if he has a drawer or anything like that, and what you should do is occasionally just go and pick up some dog shit from like outside, you know what I mean? Use like a Monster Munch packet or something like that, and pick it up and just put it in his drawer and his locker with a little note, or like even a little flag sticking out of it with a note on it saying, "You dirty twat," like that. And he'll soon get the, you're doing it anonymously to him as well, but it's not your own shit, you know what I mean? You're using like an Alsatian or a Dobermans or something like that. But I think that's probably the best way to deal with it, like, because you go and approach him on it, he'll deny it, and he might have you up on a grievance for fucking saying stuff, you know what I mean? Because that's what the type of thing that happens with these dirty dickheads. So I think, an anonymous dirty protest, shit in a Space Raiders or Monster Munch crisp packet, scoop it up, put it in his drawer, or put it in his locker, or put it in his work boots, or something like that, with a little note on it saying, you're almost saying to him, "We know what you did, you dirty get." Give that a try, Liam. Let me know how you get on, matter. Paul Jones. How come Woody in his interviews mentions graft? The players will graft, we will graft. Do you just think he's got them listening to house music in training and laughing about who gets paced the most for doing fuck all? And if so, I wonder who his favourite DJ is. That's a good question, that, Paul. I don't even think he understands... I think he understands the word graft, although when he was in Real Madrid, he did very little graft for a lot of money, so it's not a great example to set, is it? But you're right, some of them players... They don't know, have a clue what graft is. If you watch the match against Sheff Wed the other day, not one person for me rated above a 4 out of 10, and I'd probably say a majority of them were a 2 or a 1, and they didn't put any graft in. So I genuinely believe he's trying to get the best out of the lads, but I think there's only so far you can polish a turd with some of them, and some of these turds need flushing, in my opinion. But his favourite DJ, I happen to know, is Judge Jules. There you go. Or Bruno Brooks. Right, next question. Martin Fletcher. Fletch. If you were arrested and your friends and family were given no context or explanation, what would they assume you had done? They would probably think that I got involved in some sort of big fight, maybe with like the travelling community or something like that, where I'm fighting for money, and I'm knocking out sort of 3 or 4 of the big bosses and the leaders of that particular camp, and the police turn up, and I fight off probably like 12 to 15 coppers, and then they taser me, and it has no effect on me, you know what I mean? I'm still going, so they're tasing me again, and then they have to hit me with rubber bullets, and then tranquilise me and throw me in the back of a cage, and it'll all be, the family will know the only way Ted gets arrested is if I'm set like a wild animal being hunted. So I think that's what they'd assume there, Fletch. I know what you're thinking, that I might have inappropriately touched someone, but that's not the case. I always ask before I touch. So it would have been for either self-defence or fighting for money. John Brady. If you were shipwrecked in the middle of the night and washed up on a desert island, and a Newcastle and a Sunderland shirt washed up shortly after, which one would you wear? Do you know what, mate? I'd rather my skin bubbled in the heat, and I had shit all over me, and sand and rain and creepy crawlies and all of that, and the only way I would use them 2 shirts was to either flag down an appropriate passing ship, and I'd probably use the Sunderland one for that because of the red, which would spell danger, and then the Newcastle one I would probably just use it to aggressively wipe and clean my goo gooch, and that would be it. Ian May, if you had to choose between Super Scuttle and Susan Boyle or getting a Newcastle season ticket, whereabouts would you do your scuttling? That's a good question, that, Ian. Yeah, you're right, mate. I would opt for the Boyle scuttle, and I always do my scuttling in the vagina. Yeah. Scott Dinsdale, if you went for the dump, then realised, there's a bit of a theme here this week. If you went for the dump and then realised after the event there is no loo roll, however, there is a Leeds United shirt sticking out of the wash basket. You pull it out though, and it's a retro shirt with Baduka on the back. Do you wipe or not? The answer to that one, Scotty Dins, is yeah, I do. I don't care if Baduka did a job for us, you know. It's a retro shirt. He played for them at that point, and at that point, I probably didn't like him. So just like I don't like Leeds United, I would wipe my bum, and I would make sure it was a proper sloppy one as well, so I made a right mess of that white retro kit. But you know, out of courtesy for Baduka, I'd probably only use the front of the kit, and I would leave the back where his name and number is nice and clean. Okay. John Brady's asked a couple more questions today, but there was a good one about the Newcastle and Sunderland one, so I'll answer one more for you. If you had a time machine and you could sign anyone, past or present, who would it be? It's an incredibly good question, that. We already signed my all-time favourite player in the world, being Branco, the mighty thighed Brazilian fullback. So that one's a tick already. You know, I would probably, it'd be good, wouldn't it, if you could go back in time and you could snap up, like, you know, you could snap up Ronaldo and Messi and, you know, all these great youth players at the time who were undiscovered. You brought them through your youth system, rather than signing people like Carlos Marinelli and Jaime Moreno. We could have went for these young stallions and brought them through the ranks, and then, you know, they wouldn't have stayed for long, like, but we'd have made loads of money and we'd probably still be in the Premier League now, dining out on that cash. But like I say, yeah, we signed Branco. I was a big fan of Abel Xavier as well, you know what I mean? He had good hair, so I was quite happy with that signing. Yeah. Okay, moving on. Mark Byers, class of 86 era or the road to Eindhoven era? Up the what I believe. Good question, Mark Byers. Good question. Some good football related questions here, not just about players, but also about wiping your asses on shirts as well. But this is a good question, this, and I know people have got a lot of you know, sentimental feelings for the class of 86, but for me the road to Eindhoven era was the most successful era for us, wasn't it? And class of 86, you know, they did a great job, and we had a very small squad and we had a few traitors and a great manager. But the road to Eindhoven, we had some fantastic players and some amazing nights at the Riverside and away games in the UEFA Cup, and you know, I would long for those nights again, and that would be, yeah, definitely the road to Eindhoven. Good question, Mark, good question. Leighton Poole, where do you think the Borough will finish in the league? Personally, Leighton thinks either bottom half of the league or even relegation. Leighton, I don't think we'll be relegated, mate, but I do think it's the way we're playing at the moment, we're going to be in the bottom half, and we're going to be teetering around those bottom four places, and it worries me. It really does. So, and I know we've got to give Woody time, but I think if it gets to that point of, you know, after Christmas and we're way down there and we're getting nowhere, I think Gibbo will have no choice, because it's a big rate. We can't afford to drop down like Sunderland or a Portsmouth, because we just don't have the infrastructure to come back up. So serious answer there for the serious question. So let's move on to a shite question now. Tony Seaman, Ted, has your hair been chewed by a donkey? It's a very good question, that, Tony Seaman. No, it hasn't, but Branco, my dog, does sometimes have a nibble of my fringe. Occasionally, if I've got bechamel sauce in it and I fall asleep after an aggressive evening with a Parmo, he doesn't just lick it, he nibbles it, and sometimes it does help with getting a bit of an haircut there as well, you know what I mean? Graham Ashton, you could do a job at the borough. What job would you like to do, and what difference do you think you could make? Well, we brought it up last week. I'd be a good mascot, but I also think I'd be a great ambassador for the flange zone outside, just getting the fans up and ready for the game and stuff like that. I'd love to do some alternative commentary as well. You know what I mean? Like maybe me and my old mate Tony Guesty or someone like that. We could commentate on a borough game and give it our own little spin. That'd be interesting to do. I'd love to go in the changing rooms though, and give them either give them an half-time team talk if they're doing shite, because I'd be kicking bins and shit like that all over, and giving them a few home truths. So I think I could add some real value to that there, Graham. Donald Mackerel, why did it happen and when will it stop? It never did, and no it won't. Mob Rackey, I think his name might be Rob Mackey, but he's been clever there with the way he's reversing his first initials, his first letters of each word there. So, Mob Rackey, if you had to be spit roasted by Matt Lucas and Alan Carr, who would you have at which end and why? It's an easy question. I've thought about it before, Mob. I would clearly have Lucas at the gonads end, because there's no way I'm letting Alan Carr with them teeth near Mar Johnson. Simple as that, you know what I mean? Lucas can just crack on and get on with what he needs to be. You know, I've got a funny feeling he's not going to be a big lad anyway, and neither will Carr. So I reckon I'll get away pretty comfortably from that one. Be nice. Duncan Phillips, the old man. Duncan Phillips buys me coffee every week. I love the man. He's been on game shows, and I once seen him strangle a kangaroo to death. Have you and Fat Julie ever been dogging to watch, or dogging for people to watch? Both. Done both, mate. You know what I mean? Me and being Big Julie, we used to always be down Castle Eden Walkway, either, knocking out a bit of dogging ourselves, but then when Big Fat Julie lost her licence for crashing my car into a bus stop whilst eating a Burger King extra large meal, I wasn't going to do the driving because I like to have a drink with our dogs, so we used to get the bus down and just go and watch some of the other doggers and leave a little present for them on the window. So there you go. Jim Adams, alright Madder, do you think it's about time that our Gibbo naffed off and sold out to some big fuck off rich sort of Arabian mush so the mighty Warra can do a Man City? We got to be careful what you wish for, you know what I mean, because Man City, they came out of it quite well, but you see some clubs and they get taken over with a foreign contingency and they just do shit, you know what I mean? Like, or they'll spend money badly, or they'll bring a crap manager in, you know what I mean? And Watford have had about 7 different managers in the past week, so I think we've got to be careful. I'd like to see just Gibbo be better with his investments. Maybe he could open out some investments, sell some shares, I don't know, and invite some, but he stays majority shareholder. But you're right, we need something to sort of kickstart the investment. So we'll see what happens, mate. You know what I mean? Some good questions there. Good questions. Thanks to everyone who took the time to send one in. Some of them were good. Some of them were all right. Some were abusive, but, I read them out anyway. And, just keep them coming for the same time next week. And I might have a little game of that in me live recording that I'm going to do at my gig at the Southern Cross as well, with more details to follow shortly. Right then, so sadly that's come to the end of episode 15 of Ted Talks, the Ted Hanky Podcast. 15 episodes, I'm proper buzzing with that, you know what I mean? Thank you to everyone who supports this podcast. I couldn't do it without, well, I could probably do it without you, couldn't I? Just means no one to listen to it. But thanks for listening anyway and downloading it. But you need to do more shares. And if you've got this far through today's podcast and you've not left me a rating on either iTunes or Stitcher or Spotify or whatever you're listening to. You could be listening to it on a potato. I don't care. There'll be an option to leave a review. Just leave a nice review. Leave a nice 5-star nice review. Get me up the podcast charts, and I might start making a bit of money. You can also go to www.coffee.com, spelled KO-FI, and just search for Ted Hanky Podcast, and you can make a £3 donation for me to get a coffee, you know what I mean? I will buy a coffee with it. I won't buy drugs or anything. I'm not fucking daft, you know what I mean? So thanks to all you matters who do that on a weekly basis. It does help, it really does. A huge thank you, Butterfan TV and Showcase Comedy, as per always, for supporting this wonderful podcast. You know, look them up on Facebook and YouTube and give the pages a like one. Got some good events coming on. Me actual appearance that I'm doing at the Laughing Pug Comedy Club at the Southern Cross in Middlesbrough on Friday, October the 25th. Tickets are now on sale, so if you go onto my Ted Hanky Facebook page and look at events on there, there's an event on there. It's got a ticket link in there. It's only a £5 a ticket, and I'm going to be other comedians on, and then I'm doing like a headline set, but I'm going to record a podcast while we're doing it, so might have some special guests turning up. I don't know what I'm going to do. I might let you ask me some questions. I might just see if anyone wants to give us a nosh. You know what I mean? I'm game for anything, me like. So let's break the boundaries. You know what I mean? Let's break the mold. So yeah, have a look on that. You know what I mean? Tickets are on sale. Or just go to Eventbrite and search for it or whatever, or the Laughing Pug comedy page. You'll see it on there. It's going to be something different. It might be shite, like. Probably will be shite, but we'll have a go. We'll have a good go. We'll have a laugh. You know what I mean? That's what it's all about. Don't take things too seriously. We know at the minute the butter are crap. Brexit's crap. Business is going out. Business is crap. But we have the Ted Hanky Podcast to embrace. Put your arms around it. Fucking enjoy it. Share it. It's a great thing. I love it. You should love it too. Now up the butter and believe.